Hey everyone, Coops here from the whole box and dice. Let's get one thing sorted really very clear. Let's just get this one out of the gate. It's not MetaX, it's not MetaX, it is Metacross, the Justice League trading card game, and there is some beautiful art. You can already see it's very heavily inspired by traditional comic book design, which I love. I love the graphic illustration on these cards. Huge shout out to Panini and TAC Games here in Australia for the hookup. It is a crazy time for trading card games, and I think the TCG Justice League has done a very cool job. You get a starter kit, which is what we're looking at today. I'll have 2 more videos up after this one at least. We're going to open some of the boosters that were sent to see the cards that you can add to it. Plus, I want to do an overall video just on the gameplay and some of the rulings and just navigating your way around the game for the first time. But if you are here in Australia and a couple of stores in the US, Good Games, I know, are doing demo nights this week and next, which is really cool. So you can head down, you can get some demo decks, test out the games. They've got some of these pre-con starters already sleeved up, and you can also have some games of that as well, which is really awesome. I do like, and you'll just see now pulling out, the starter decks do come with a playmat. Makes it so much easier to learn the rules and play the games when you have a point of reference as to where the cards actually have to go. The rulebook is actually quite easy to read and has some great pictures, great diagrams. I really have enjoyed the simplicity of it. It's very well laid out. And there was only a few questions that I really had to dig for, complete clarity. So I think they've done a good job of setting you up as a base for that. But this is what I know you're not here for the rules. I know you're not here for the playmat. You're here to see what the beautiful cards look like. And let's crack open this. It's 40 card decks is the standard deck size, but you do get 10 foils of cards that are like standard cards that are in the starter deck. So you get 10 foiled out versions of the cards as well, which I think is very cool. So you can see here, this is a 7 intelligence battle card. We've got a Nightwing, so the foiling is very beautiful. Hopefully the camera is picking this up. It's got this really nice grid foil through it, which I think is very cool, and you can see the art straight away. But I have just noticed that none of the cards are in order, so just to make it a little bit easier so I can show you all the cards, I'm going to I'll just crank it up to 10. Let's just hit the super fast forward button on the sorting process, and we'll get all these cards in an order for you, because you've got character cards, you've got battle cards, you've got event cards. Very cool. It's 3, pretty simple distinctions, but there's a lot of variety with them, and you can just see straight away that beautiful full art takes up a large amount of the card frame. So if you are someone who really appreciates the illustration side and you're a big DC comic fan, I think you will certainly enjoy the art on these cards. And the starter decks are themed really well as well. So this is the Batman one, so we're seeing Robin, we're seeing Nightwing, which is really, Batman the Dark Knight himself. We've also got Batgirl in there as well, Barbara Gordon. So I do like that they have, grouped them together. You can see a couple of our characters in foil and that beautiful grid foil process. I know Panini have done some work before with cards like Dragon Ball, so I think you'll see a slightly similar, style of card there. So it's just, I hope the camera's picking this up, because that has a very cool, I guess, like flick through or tilt through foil effect to it, which is, a little bit different. I've seen a little bit of this stuff in some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so I certainly do enjoy the different take on foiling. But I'll just try and get these into focus so you can actually see, there we go, how good they look. That beautiful full art on the front. So these are some of the battle cards. Now, just to note, in the starter decks, some of the cards you are given are like simplified versions of other cards. So where you see that Justice League symbol, you'll actually see a larger text box, not a huge text box, just a couple of lines of text, if it does in fact have that. So it doesn't dominate the card at all, which I really like. And look at some of this beautiful art that you can see with these cards, those battle scenes, Nightwing there, just kicking a whole lot of butt. So it's I think it's a very interesting way to display the cards, and I think if you're going to draw on things like DC and comics and that kind of heavily illustrated genre, then I think it's, you've got to pay a lot of attention to the, that one's upside down. Got to pay a lot of, they're all are. Got to pay a lot of attention to the art, and I think they've done a really good job of that. These are some of the event cards as well. So these cards are played to, either draw you cards or add to the upcoming battle, or allows you to facilitate effects of some of your characters. Once again, these are some slightly simplified versions of some of the battle cards and event cards that you will see, which I think is it's both good and bad. There are people that will be hungry for the full experience straight out the gate, but always with a new TCG, I think it is nice to be able to just, start off with a simpler version of it so you can really get a proper understanding before you try and sensory overload yourself and you're forgetting rules and the gameplay comes a bit convoluted. So, look, that is a really, really simplified top view, overview, big picture look at Metacross, the new TCG from Panini. Like I said, we're going to crack open those boosters that were sent as well. I want to talk a bit about the gameplay, bit of strategy, and so if you get the opportunity, check out your local game store. Let them know. I'm sure they're taking pre-orders on the product, as it is very soon will be arriving in store, and I've had a lot of fun with this. I look forward to bringing you some videos. So once again, huge shout out to Panini and TAC Games here in Australia. I've been Coops. This is the whole box and dice Metacross videos coming at you. Hit that like button and subscribe to see the future ones. Hit me up on Reddit. Any questions you have in the comments, let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Peace.